Hello, how you doing? Trev2323 again. I'm here because I'm doing a little video. I was sitting down here cleaning the cave, and I'm like, what else can I do for AdSense for Google and YouTube? And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a video for the swindlers list. There's so much crap going on in this day and age, and it's just really driving me nuts. I'm like one of the people that I wish good would prevail and evil gets away with so much. So I came up with a couple things that the big swindles that are out there right now, to kind of hopefully bring you aware of it, but you could pass the word on to other people so we could all kind of be in a little heightened alert and to watch out for stuff that's going on in this day and age. I made a little list here, and one of the most recent ones right here is with all the floods that have been going on in the area. There's a lot of floods going on, and a lot of people's homes, their basements are getting flooded. So they got, FEMA's coming in some of them, and you got your insurance coming in some of them. So one of the big swindles and the big hustles right now is that people are actually showing up with clipboards and with fake IDs and everything, saying that they're the appraisers for the FEMA, for the insurance companies. And what they're doing is they're going through your house and acting like they know what they're doing, talking about what your loss and the damages and everything, going through the whole thing with you. And then at the end of it, they're like, well, we got, there's 1,200 applicants in front of you right now. We really want to get you settled and you're taken care of. But there's an expedition fee on this that we can expedite it for $20 or $50 extra. We can have it expedited and it can go to the front of the line. So people are thinking, well, yeah, I want this over with, so they pay them $20 or $50, and they don't see these people ever again, and there was never an insurance claim filed or FEMA, anything was notified that these people are just out there swindling to take advantage of people. One thing is, it's almost hard right now because I guess you would have to try to set an appointment and know specifically from the company when the person is going to be there, because other than that, the fake IDs are so good that it's you're believing the people that they're here for this reason. It's bad. It's something that you should really watch out for, and also contact your insurance company. And if they are sending them out, I say, what representative, what agent are you sending out? Because there's a lot of people out there right now trying to take advantage of the flood victims, and it is working. This is in the news and everything that people are out there, and who wouldn't want to spend the extra $20 or $50 to jump ahead of a line, which it's really not a policy or a process what they're really for the real way of doing it, but the swindlers are charging it, taking off with your cash and leaving. Okay, so that's one new one that was out there. One of the ones that have been out there for a while, and they do it a lot to senior citizens, and it's pretty bad, is that, especially senior citizens, if they know they kind of are going to need a new roof or they're going to need some work to the house, they knock on the door and there's so-and-so with the flyer saying that they work for so-and-so construction company. We noticed your roof was leaking. We noticed your gutters. If you come out there, I can show you where your gutters is rusting out. It's going to be coming out right now, and it's going to be breaking off. If you show me, I can give you an estimate on it. Why don't you come outside with me and I'll show you. So, a lot of the people put on their jackets and go outside and they think their gutters falling or looking for the shingles. So and this is a precise timed process where they already have somebody in a van a couple houses down with the contractor company with whatever on it and look like they're going door to door. And so when the senior citizen, when the person comes out to go to the side of the house, the other person gets out the van, goes into the house, and walks out with the flat screen TV. Simple as that. Whatever they can grab within the 30 seconds that the other person takes them around the corner, they don't go all the way through the house to bump into somebody else. They go right into the front room or right into where that side door is that they knocked on the door to go in. They grab the TV or grab whatever and go right back into the van. So by the time you come back around with them and they give you this fake estimate, they're off with your TV. Watch out for that. It's almost to the point that you need security doors, and you just really don't deal with anybody. And I hate to say that, but like I said, I want good to prevail, not evil. And this is a lot of scams that are going on around in the neighborhood. Okay, this is one of the older ones. This happens a lot, and kind of if you get stuck by this swindle, it basically is your own damn fault. But right now, that with a lot of the gold and silver, the cash for gold, a lot of the thieves that are breaking into homes are still in the gold. And where are they taking it to? Cash for gold. They take it there as broken jewelry. Because what they do is they clip the tab off that says 14 karat gold, 10 karat gold, 18 karat gold. They take that part off to double their money. How do they double their money? Because they go to Cash for Gold and they sell it as broken jewelry. Broken jewelry, they're going to get paid for cash just for the weight of the gold. They go to the bargain basement store, and the bargain basement store, they buy these fake gold chains. They put on the 10 karat gold loop, the 14 karat gold loop on the fake gold chains, and then they sell it to the person at the gas station, the Walmart parking lot, or whatever. I'm down on my luck. I have no choice. I gotta sell my gold jewelry. What I wonder is how they precisely know how to fold it up in the newspaper so it don't fall out. But then people go ahead and think they're buying a 10 karat or 14 karat gold chain, because what's the first person that thing does? The first thing that the person does, they look to see if it's a really 10 or 14 karat gold chain. Well, that clasp is 10 or 14 karat gold, but the chain that it belonged to is at Cash for Gold, and you're going to give this person $10, $15, $20 thinking you got the deal of the century, and a week later your neck's turning green from the gold. If you're buying it from them, you kind of deserve it, but this is another instance. Don't let nobody walk away with your money. If you don't buy it and don't give them the market, they're not going to do it. So all of us got to stick together. There's a really huge hustle and swindle out there. This is huge. It's creative. I don't know how people get away with it, but there's so much vacant homes in some of the areas. So much just homes that are foreclosed on and they're vacant. There's a lot of foreclosures out there. People are actually going into these foreclosed homes and painting them. You're like, what the hell? Cleaning the carpets, painting the foreclosed homes. And they're putting for rent ads in the newspaper and putting their own locks on all the doors. This is pretty freaking crazy, but they do it for rent to owns, and they do it for renting but first and last month deposits. So I mean, the neighbors think that, hey, good, somebody bought the house, they're gonna rent it out, they're fixing up the house. They buy the cheapest gallon to paint their ears, they steam clean the carpet, and they rent it out. The irony is they have proper rental agreements. They look like they're a management company, and then they go ahead and they put an ad in the paper. And so what happens is people come, they like the home, the rent's kind of super cheap for the area, so they go ahead and they want to rent it. They give the first month and last month deposit, or for the rent to own, $3,000 non-refundable deposit. They move their stuff into this home. And then the sheriffs are there a month later saying, what are you doing? They're like, why rent the home? They show the agreement. And nobody owns the home. It's a foreclosed home. The bank still owns the home. So people are getting swindled out of the $3,000 non-refundable deposit or the first and last month's rent and getting left with nowhere to live. I mean, that is crazy, but it is happening in this day and age. I actually know a house in a certain area that was done to 3 times, and the police are still trying to capture the people that are actually doing this. It's pretty crazy. It's a big hustle. It's taking money up front, but they're getting away with it. So you really have to be careful, and and when you're even looking to rent an apartment in this day and age. This one, I personally know somebody that got stuck with this. They actually got it back, but they really took a bite in the beginning. And this is another huge hustle. Somebody coming to buy your car. You sell your car on Craigslist, you sell your car on eBay, or another big item. But what do you want to do? You don't want to handle all this cash, right? Or you don't want to take somebody's personal check, so you ask for a cashier's check. But lo and behold, the cashier's checks are fake. They look so real nowadays. The stuff with the laser printers and all that, they look so real. And I knew somebody actually sold their car. And the guy came with a $10,000 cashier's check to buy the car. He gave the title, the keys, and everything, drove off with this car. He went to his bank to deposit the cashier's check, and it was a fake cashier's check. He had to report his car stolen, which turned up in a different state. A whole different state is where his car turned up at, and it was like 6 months down the road. It was completely stripped. So I mean, what's one way that you could do that? I mean, I guess you could go to your bank and ask your bank how to determine a real cashier's check from a fake cashier's check. But like I said, this is the day and age where there's a lot of things you got to be worried about. So any big ticket item with the cashier's check, it's kind of hard to know if it's real or not. But in the same, I'm going to jump onto cash right now with the next one, dealing in cash. It's a big thing that you see on the news, and it is happening a lot with Craigslist. People getting robbed purchasing items off of Craigslist for their cash. really, it's hard because you think you're getting the deal of the century. You think you're getting an Xbox or this brand new iPod 5 or whatever the hell it is for a really cheap, I gotta watch my time, a really cheap price. And then they say, well, like, you know what? The guy says, well, I got 2 of them, this, that, and the other. So, okay, well, I'll give you a deal. So you're taking cash money to meet somebody you do not know that put up a free ad. And it just happened, I believe it was in Texas, in the Casilla and Cary state, where, justice prevailed, kind of, but the guy's going to be scarred the rest of his life because he went to go buy something off of Craigslist. It was a cell phone, and he went cash, and 2 guys had no cell phone. They had no intentions on giving him a cell phone. They had the intentions on knowing this guy had cash in his pocket and were going to rob him. But the guy had a gun on him and killed one of them and shot the other one. But this frequently happens. It happened in Chicago. Somebody, for Christmas, they wanted to get iPods for the family. And somebody had the deal of the century on iPods, wanted 5 of them, $500. They showed up with the $500 and lost all $500 and got no iPods because they got robbed. So right now in this day and age, I myself wouldn't even meet anybody from Craigslist to buy anything from them because of stuff like this. This is going to have to be 2 parts because I'm going to run out of time here. Another big thing going on in this day and age is, folks, we're going to have to go back to using cash. I hate to say it, but with these little micro credit card swipers right now, too many people are getting their identity stolen from your local bar, from your local restaurant. We just had a local restaurant that had an employee swiping credit cards. I know somebody that actually works at a business that was approached, and he called the cops on the person. I'm glad he did, but approached him and tried to get him to swipe people's credit cards, and they gave him a little black gizmo that has a green and a red light. So when you hand over your debit or credit card to say, here, I want to put it on my card, I'm one that verifies my receipt all the time to say, okay, my receipt says, $15.18. But that don't mean anything if they swiped it through the little swiper. They normally carry them on the side or whatever. You give them the card, you give the bartender the card to say, keep my tab. You have no idea who grabbed that card and swiped it through the swiper. What the swiper does is it stores your memory. Every information on that card is on there. So they give it to somebody that plugs it into their computer. They have all your credit card information, and they go ahead and buy the prepaid ones from like Walmart and all that, the prepaid Visas, but they put $5 on it, they pay for it. They go home and they rewrite your information on this card and print their own name on it and take it to the store, and they use that card. So it's sad to say, but in this day and age, like I said, I'm going to be, even one of my friends, we went out to dinner, and I normally give my card every time we go to dinner. And she was like, wow, I never seen you pay with cash. Well, the local store over here, and one of my friends just told me that they told him, hey, well, if you use a swiper, swipe anybody's credit card for us, we'll give you whatever TVs and stereo systems you want. Okay, I'm going to do this in 2 different ones because I'm about out of time on this one. So this is going to be part 1 of the swindlers list. Please be on the lookout. Please be aware because the people are out there to take advantage of you, and I'm tired of us being the people being taken advantage of us. All right, thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye.